Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your girls. I know some of you are like, hold on, it's like real close to 1 o'clock. And we are here. It's your Dream Do Done Accountability Podcast every single Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, one ish. And we're closer to the one today in the one ish. So that's a good thing. So we appreciate you rocking out with us, being with us each and every week. We are winding down the year. Like we've spent 2020 together, the ups, the downs, the all arounds, and we're grateful that we're here. I hope you all had a wonderful and safe Thanksgiving. If you celebrated it, Harvest Day, whatever you were celebrating over these last couple of days, we pray that you and your families are safe because we see what's happening with the numbers. The predictions were all unfortunately correct on numbers going up, and we pray that it's not as bad as what they're projecting when the numbers come in from the holidays. So our hearts and prayers go out to you. Serena is not online with us, but she's with us. So you'll be able to see some of her commentary as she won't be on camera today. But the pulpit chick spirit is always right up in the mix of Dream Do Done. So I'm Dr. Stacey N.T. Grant, Chief Faithpreneur, and you have here the how-to coach herself, the one and only Tara Hartley. And I'm going to turn it over to you, sis, so you can greet the family.
Hey everyone, how are you doing on this Monday? I don't know how I'm feeling this today. I woke up, there was snow here in Columbus, Ohio. I said, you know what? It used to be that it starts snowing much earlier, but now I've gotten used to this kind of weather switch. So I'm like, oh my goodness, it's snowing, but it's about to be December 1. So I have been blessed that it's just now snowing today, but it's all good. Thanksgiving was very relaxing for me. I did not go anywhere. I did cook, and my daughter talked me into making her a pound cake. So I did all that mama stuff, but I did not leave my house.
And that's the same here. I did so much cooking. You would think we had 20 people coming over. And my oldest is just the way he was like, oh yeah, he's dancing all around the house. So he helps with food prep because that's the arrangement. If I'm gonna cook all this stuff, you need to be scraping some potatoes, you need to be doing some work in here. So they were very happy that they had leftovers galore.
Right. Absolutely. And they kind of got, sometimes we get so busy and, we can go from house to house. We've done that in the past, but this time they kind of had us all to themselves. And I think they enjoyed that a little bit. I know my kids were acting very babyish. Even the older ones, I think they really enjoyed me not going anywhere, not doing anything, but cooking all their favorites. I think that was by design.
Of course it is. Of course they know how to set us up.
I even made bread for my son. Like I went all out, rolls and everything. Like you enjoyed this.
Oh yeah, you were definitely baking. And Steven talking about he liked the snow. Yay for the snow. He traded the rain for the snow. Slow your roll, my brother. Like, hold on now. That's snow stuff.
Stephen, you would not believe that I was born in Columbus, Ohio, that I've only lived on the East Coast and all this snow. The way I complain every single year, you would think I was Coco and I was from Jamaica, okay? But I'm born and raised in the cold states.
Not I, honey. They laugh at me all the time when we go out to do our workouts. And bread, that's major. Serena said bread, yeah, that is major. But when we go out to do our walks, and we walked this morning before the storm got bad here in New York, so I'm glad. But I wrap myself up. I'm completely insulated. I don't like to feel 1 ounce of cold.
Let me just tell you though, because I'm super proud of my sister right now. Did y'all even hear this? She walked in the cold. She walked in the rain. She even said earlier she got wet. Now this is some dedication. Once she set that goal and stuck to it, she's out here trekking. Is it Girl Trek? That's what you joined?
Well,
she about it.
I do. Yes, I walk with Girl Trek, but I also have my own SEQ Moves initiative that I do with the community, and we have our Faithpreneur Fitness. So I'm like, I'm not gonna let the weather stop me, but I wrap myself up all the way. They laugh at me. They're like, "You in Abu Dhabi?" I'm like, "I don't care because I don't want nothing touching me when I'm outside. I need to be warm."
Yeah, we like the dedication. We like it.
Look, it's you have to get to the point with anything like we talk about on this broadcast that the consistency is what helps you to be able to reach your goal. So when we hold you accountable to your goals and dreams, and we have our conversations on Dream Do Done, and we inspire new thoughts and new ideas, it's an effort to help you move past just the dreaming of what you want. But the more you do, the more you get done.
Absolutely.
So it's not always like I wake up like, woo, I'm ready to go. I know my body now. So if I need more sleep, I'm like, wait, I got to get in at least 20 more minutes, 30 more minutes. And that might seem like, oh, does that really matter? It matters, because then I get up with enough energy to say, all right, let's go, put my stuff on. And I'm not even thinking about the weather. I'm thinking about, let me get my steps in. Let me get my moves in. And I really know there's a difference before we get into our show topic today, because I do Sundays are the days, of course, for worship, but my husband and I take time to walk on Sundays, because I'm usually walking with the ladies during the week. And he was like, we're going to do some exercises today. Now, the old me would have been like, what you talking about, Willis? But I'm like, all right. And we started doing some leg squats and things that I didn't think I could do. And I was like, oh, look at God.
But look, this show is not just about business. A lot of people think it's just for entrepreneurs. It's for you in any area of your life that you would like to accomplish your goals, whether it's personal, whether it's weight loss, whatever it is. This is an accountability show where you can take these lessons of accountability and just take them throughout your life, because it really does work. Absolutely. I love it.
It's true. Now or never, a Dream Do Done afternoon. Yes, Roz. I love you all too. So, consistency is everything.
Yeah.
And, our journal, I'm so proud of what we put in to this journal. And I want to shout you out again, Stephen, for taking the initiative to actually order the journals to give out as holiday gifts to people, and to be able to share what it means to write stuff down, to really get it done so that you can evaluate and check your progress. It's a merger between the different methodologies that all three of us use that we were able to put into this journal, so that it can help people really move to the actions that will give them the results. And then you can go back and look and see, is this working?
Right.
So it's all about checking your progress. And that's an important part. And I'll let you explain how we curated that as a part of your experience in navigating how you use and customize your journal.
So I think a lot of times we just go, and we do. And sometimes we don't stop and look at what we've done. We don't check our progress. And it's so funny, because in part of my coaching program, that last module of my coaching program is along these same lines of checking your progress, but I call it check yourself before you wreck yourself. If you're old school hip hop like I am, you know exactly what that is and where it comes from. But it's check yourself before you wreck yourself, because a lot of times we don't go and look. We don't evaluate where we are. We don't look at what's working. We don't change things that need to be changed. And everything is not perfect. When we lay out our plans, we got to make sure it still works. As time changes, as you progress more, as you accomplish more, things might change, and you got to know when to make those changes. And you can't do that if you're not really tracking your progress and then paying attention to what you're tracking. And that's really what this is about. Check your progress. That means you're paying attention. You're not just going through the motions of writing down your numbers and writing this down. You're actually looking at it, looking at the progress, noticing what's working and what still needs to be changed. And a lot of times that's what makes people kind of fall off. They don't check their progress. They don't say, okay, I got it. I'm going to tweak this a little bit. I'm going to make these changes, but this right here, this is working. I'm going to continue to do that. And we do it with our habits. We do it with our behaviors. We just let things go on and on and on without really taking a hard look. So that's where that came from in this journal, because it's not just about writing things down and going through those motions. It's about saying, okay, I did this. Now, where am I right now? And how is this working before I keep going and just going through those same motions or taking those same actions?
Exactly.
I'm gonna find my page here. I really like that part. So if you see this journal, there's several times throughout this process, throughout your process, where you need to kind of look at yourself, what's going on, and taking an honest look. And that's not being, this is just for you. This book is just for you. No one will see it unless you let us see it, but no one will see it but you. So it's really for you to be honest and say, hey, this is what I'm doing and this is working. A lot of times if you think about people who do food journaling, A lot of times they track their food so they can say, hey, this was good for me. This spiked my blood sugar. This did that. It's the same thing with your actions. You need to know what is a trigger for you. You need to know what's a distraction for you. And you need to know what's working so you can do more of that thing. So we do that several times throughout this journal. If you look at it week by week, so think about it in your quarters. Every quarter, you should be looking at your progress and seeing where you are.
Absolutely. And Serena put it great. I mean, it just summarized everything you said. Checking progress in black and white makes you face your truth, right? Absolutely. You can't escape your numbers. You can't escape your truth. And it shouldn't be something to be afraid of. Yeah. It's something to embrace. Like, even if it's not what you want it to be, at least you've identified it so you know what needs to be fixed. You know what needs to be adjusted. And that's empowering so that you can make better choices and better decisions.
And, you know, I was picking my words right in there because it is empowering and it's not a bad thing. It is a thing that's saying, you know what, I'm aware. And there's a part of us that needs to be self-aware and honest with ourselves so that we can keep moving, and then be proud of yourself that you were able to recognize some patterns and actually change them. That is very empowering, very empowering.
And that's what we really wanted to hone in on as we close out November. Like, I cannot believe it's the end of November. It's the end of your birthday month, Serena. OMG, like, what's going on? Like, I don't even understand. I'm still back in October. Like, I haven't quite gotten into this quarter yet. I'm like, it's almost over. But there's been so many things happening, challenging things, exciting things, sad things. And we really just have to take a minute to just really check our progress. Where have you been spending your time? That's one of the trainings that I do with our faithpreneurs, is our Q4 planning, where we go a little bit deeper and really understanding, well, what have you been spending your time doing?
Yeah.
And has it been working for you? So it's really not about, Sarita says she's extending her month of November. We hear you, sis. We hear you. But it's about taking the moments to write out what the patterns, because you have to find the patterns. And if the patterns aren't helping you, you have to break them and create new systems and patterns that are going to help you get to the results that you want. You know, really having conversations about how to be profitable. At the end of the day, that's what being in business is about, making sure that you can be profitable. Rob said a box of chocolate things.
And sometimes, just to be honest, you don't even really recognize that you have a pattern going on. You know, some things are just so routine, or you just are so used to doing them, you don't recognize it as a pattern or something that might need to be changed. And when you write it down and when you look at it, like Serena says, in black and white, those patterns start jumping out at you, and then you recognize, oh, okay, maybe this is something that I need to work on, or this is something I might need to change and get rid of this distraction. Or it really helps you focus when you write it down and start paying attention to it. Because sometimes we don't recognize our patterns. We just don't, because we do them all the time.
And that's true. And that's why you need accountability. That's why, you know, we've been here as your accountability coaches. And for those of you that are taking the next step to say, you know what, I'm enjoying this conversation, I'm enjoying what they're sharing, and you start signing up for the masterclass, we can go deeper than we can on a 30-minute afternoon on a Monday, and really help you to see some of those blind spots. Because as Serena's daddy loves to say, you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. So having a different perspective is able to really help you understand and get that clarity and the focus and the action, and really helping you to stay moving. Because if you stop or you get stagnant, what's going to happen? And that's with anything in your life. Some of you aren't in business. Some of you tune into our show because when you're entertained by the comedy that everyone else provides. I'm so quiet. It's definitely not me. But you tune in because you're inspired to see 3 Black women, 3 mothers, 3 wives, 3 business owners, and you're doing something within your life. You know, there have been a couple of people that I've helped to start thinking about just having another stream of income. They really weren't interested in opening up businesses per se, but I'm like, but you have some value that you're sharing. Put a price tag on that and distribute that, even if it's in a circle around your community or your friends. Don't just give away your brilliance. That's an added way for you to put some extra in the coffers, so to speak, right? When you get to a certain age and you might not be able to move around and be as nimble as you would like to be, but you have something in the storehouse that you can go back to and pull from. So we really want you to do more than just listen. We want you to take action. So whether that's through signing up for our masterclass, whether that's getting the action journal so that you can really now take that process, write down the steps so that you can get the progress results. Think about this time of year for those who are in corporate America. And that's right, be about cash flow. See, that's my Rosh.
Okay.
You know, that's the mission for Faithpreneurs. Cash flow positive. No more giving it away or having expensive hobbies or doing things that are counterproductive to making sure that you have money coming in the bottom line. But I started thinking about this concept, Tamara. At the end of the year, we need to start having our review sessions with ourselves. You know, in corporate America, you have to go to your superior, your supervisor, and you have to sit and you get evaluated, and your bonuses are directly affected by your review and what your manager has to say about your performance and what you're doing. You need to have that kind of review with yourself. Give yourself a bonus if you deserve it, and if you don't get a bonus, right?
Absolutely. I agree.
Like, you know, talk with yourself. Just don't answer back too much because they might come to take you away and put you in a little bed. But
I agree with that. That feedback is so critical. But a lot of times we don't open ourselves up for that kind of feedback, not even from ourselves or from other people. And we kind of stay stagnant because of that. You cannot grow. A lot of people think about feedback as being negative, but even if it's not delivered in the most kind way or the best way that you think it should be, it all can be used to further your career, advance your business, and really take you to that next level if you're willing to open yourself up to the feedback or even to critique yourself. I mean, it is such an important process for growth.
It's huge. And I know it doesn't feel good all the time. No one likes to really be critiqued if we want to tell the truth. Like, nobody really likes to hear what's not working, but it's helpful. And you learn to embrace it because that's where you grow. That's the struggle and that's the stretch. When we talk about from process to progress, that is a part of getting to those growth stages where you can have the kind of results that will help you get where you want. Serena said feedback is a free consultation. That's the truth.
And if you listen, you can really learn so much. My son plays football, and he is just like thirsty for the feedback from his coaches, whether it's good or bad, because he is going to take that and he's going to internalize it and he's going to work it out on the field. Like, he looks for that. He looks for a chance for his coaches to tell him some things. And not everyone is that open to receiving that kind of feedback because we want to be perfect and we want to know that we're doing a good job. But sometimes you need the feedback so that you can do an even better job.
Absolutely. Feedback is a gift. That's something that...
That's a whole other show, Stacey, that we need to talk about that. And there's an art of receiving that feedback.
I do a full-blown training on feedback and the appropriate ways and doses and manner. I mean, that is a whole nother show. We might bring you that in the next season, in the 2021 season of Dream Too Done. We gonna stay nice and fuzzy for the rest of the year with the topics that will help you stay for
2021.
2021, we might have to go in, or I think I'm gonna reserve that one because it is a very detailed training that will be a part of the masterclass. For those of you who sign up with that, I'll add that to our curriculum for the masterclass because it is very helpful, and it will also help you know how to manage a team, and how to work with others, right? Because I know there's some parts of me that can be a little sharp, if I admit it. But I have to be open to taking that feedback and how someone receives it, because you can't just judge a person for their reception or perception, right? That's subjective. So you have to realize what you bring and what triggers different things in other people, and being able to check. It's a two-way communication with feedback. And we need to go and coach the government. How about that? But that's a whole another story.
Absolutely. But look at all the bonuses you get from your 3 accountability coaches. Seriously, just by being involved in our masterclass or just being a part of this podcast every single week, like you are getting some stuff here. And I really hope that you're utilizing it and putting it to work in your life, because it is not just us sitting here twiddling our thumbs or just trying to be funny and entertaining. We're really sharing this stuff because we believe it. And this is our way of contributing to you and what we can help you do in your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Serena, thank you, my dear, for, still participating. She had to be off camera today, but she's still on the broadcast and been live in our chat. So we love you.
Dream Do Done goes on. See, whether you can be on camera or not.
Nothing stops.
We practice what we preach. Oh, you can't be on camera? Oh, okay, you're going to be on now? So funny. We appreciate Serena actually being on as always.
and we are so glad that we are at almost the 2-year mark officially of running this broadcast at 1-ish every Monday afternoon. Consistency. We live by example because we have been here and we have. Oh, thank you, Raj. She put the link in the chat for everyone to go and purchase the journal. And Stephen says it takes personal responsibility to tell yourself the truth. And too often people will not accept that. Woo, Stephen.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I'm going to kind of make an impromptu suggestion on air. Can I?
Absolutely. That's what we do.
I know. I think we need to invite Stephen on next week, Monday.
Wait, that's been a conversation a couple of times. So, we all agree.
Yeah. and look, Roz misses your face, Serena. She'll be back next week. Just to believe. But Stephen, if you're open to coming on, I think you've been one of our greatest fans and supporters of Dream Do Done. 1-ish. Even we come on at 125, 115, 140. Stephen is always rocking with us every Monday afternoon. And I would love for you to come on and talk about what you've gotten from the show, to tell your live testimony of what you text me that you did as a result of hearing, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks ago, our conversation and how you started going after a trademark and producing a 3-part series. So if you're open to it, Stephen, let us know and we will bring you on next week. Serena said, let's go, Stephen. Rob's like, come on, Stephen. Look, the pressure is, he said, I can no longer be incognito. No, you can't be incognito. We want you to be on. And just because he has a perspective as well that has been just a great addition to the dialogue that we've had. And he also has great nuggets. This is not only a friend in full transparency, a sponsor, a colleague, a confidant. I think it'll be a fun mix because we're talking about featuring guests in the next season of Dream Do Done. So we'll do a little teaser with you, Stephen, and have you come on. And I'm glad that you are willing to do so. Yay! He said he's open. So
and he never even minds dropping those nuggets. If you go back and look through the chat, he's always contributing to the conversation. So it's going to be great to have him on and pretty fun.
Yes, yeah. And Serena said it'll still be 1-ish.
Look, we're not going to front because we have guests. It's going to be 1-ish.
Absolutely. So I am looking forward to it. And something that Stephen is a master with is customer service and really understanding how to serve your customers and things that you can do. So he can get a little teaser. He'll be teaching that course in Destiny Designers University. So I'm excited about him sharing that kind of content as well. And then we'll just have he said, wait, I'm the guinea pig? You're not the guinea pig. You're just our first official guest. We have
right.
not
You're kicking it off.
Yes, okay. You're kicking it off. You're kicking it off, Stephen. So stay tuned, everybody. And Roz says she loves customer service. Yeah, he does a great job and even gave away some free resources during COVID to help businesses connect with their customers in this very different life and world that we're seeing and we're living in. So looking like Serena said, no, not at all, brother. Well, it is that time. We have made it through our last Monday of November, one-ish here on the show. So we appreciate all of you being here and supporting. But most of all, the best compliment to us is your capacity to get it done. So we have a lot of dreams, but we have work to do so that we can get it done and we can celebrate your success. I think we should open up 2021 with testimonies. What have you done with all the information we've been giving you? Because we've been giving you a lot of content, complimentary, one-ish every Monday. So what have you been doing? And if you purchase your journal, you'll be able to write it down so that you can talk about your wins and your success stories of just staying focused and not quitting. Just don't quit. At the end of the day, just keep going. Even if you jack up 3/4 of it, there's still a quarter to get right.
Absolutely.
So just keep going.
Stay in action.
Absolutely. All right, Tamara, I'll let you close us out and then we will be back again by the grace of God next week, same time, one-ish, with our special guest, Stephen Jackson.
Hey, I like that. See, and you know, once we say it on Dream Do Done, it's done. So see you next week, Stephen. So for everyone else, thanks for tuning in, and just make sure you stay to our website for all the information and stuff that we have going on. Make sure you get your journal. The link is in there. Thanks, Rob, for doing that. But make sure you stay tuned. DreamDoDone.com. See you all next week. Have a great week.